Hello, my name is Tom.
And I'm Heather.
And you're sitting at the couples table.
The Couples Table is a weekly live stream podcast here on this channel. Join us for better or worse.
For sickness and health.
In sickness and health.
In sickness and health. Not for.
And now I forgot what my thing is.
Richer or poor.
Richer or poorer.
As long as we both shall live.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Why does it say click here at any time? Boop.
I don't know.
All right. Hello, everybody. Hello.
Hello.
Check it out.
I'm just gonna...
All right. So here's how we're going to start this.
Okay.
Yeah? Are we good?
Yeah, everything sounds good.
So I've been rewatching some of the previous live streams, and my biggest gripe of the show is that we were using these mic stands and they were covering our mouths, which I think is like kind of a crucial part of watching people talk. Is being able to see their mouths. And so I said, babe, is there anything we can do? You have 1,000 things in there. Can we finagle something together where you can still be able to see our mouths? And if you watch the video today that dropped at the Top Buck channel,
boom.
We've got boom arms.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's what we're doing. And today we're actually going to try the couples table without the windscreens. Do we got the windscreens for the visual? Here, let's see it.
Yeah.
This is what they are. And I'm sure they're effective, but they're huge. And I don't know, they make the mic like seem so much bigger. So we're going to try it without it. And if you hear what Tom introduced me to this new word, plosives. If you hear plosives.
Peter Piper pitched a podcast.
Yeah, and it's annoying, then please let us know. Give us feedback so we can make sure to put it on next time.
If we have a plosive problem. And I get to monitor on these headphones that were sent to my friend Ron, who runs a YouTube channel called New Record Day. So you should go check that out. He just gave them to me for Christmas. They're super nice. What are they? Mezzi audio. They're like Neo 99. They're amazing. They're the best headphones I ever had. I'm like super excited to use them. But I'm not going to wear them this whole time. Just making sure things look good. And then we got the boom from Buzzsprout. Our podcast host sent over some stuff, including that boom arm right there, which is awesome. So we're all set now.
We're set.
Like real official for the new year.
And Ron is here. He said someday we're going to get that right and blow their minds.
The intro. We've gotten close like once or twice. We might have even done it maybe once or twice, but yeah. It's just always tricky. Because I always forget that we do it until the time comes. I'm like, oh, that's right.
I know.
I can't just say like, sup. Ron says no sieve plosive so far.
What does that mean?
It's like no plosives. No sieve on the plosive. As long as we're far away from the mic, it should be okay. So
okay. Cool. Jared's here. What's
Yay!
up, Jared?
I was just listening to your new episode, Jared, with now I can't remember the name, but the guy from New Layer, the YouTube channel, which was really, really cool. It's a good episode.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So here's what we're going to talk about today. And of course, we want you guys to join in. It's 2021. We're 7 days in.
Oh, yeah. What a year.
How's it going so far, babe?
Well, I'm doing great. We're doing great, I think.
Dude,
not so much.
I
don't know
killing it.
What's happening.
I'm
with
like
the rest
feeling
of the
real
world,
good.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
Because I'm actually, I don't know. I think I ended the year. I ended 2020. It's weird to be talking about it like this, in spite. Maybe that's not the right word.
Maybe you should
but
talk
like,
about it.
Because the world is what it is, especially the U.S. It's a little crazy to be talking about it, but
it's a mess.
I ended last year with such a good note that I think it really just, I don't know. I feel like I really stepped into 2021 like ready.
Good. That's awesome.
I actually pitched, pitched. Yeah. Like I promoted something, which is something that I struggle with, but I did it.
You did it well.
Yeah, I did a couple times.
Yeah.
Already.
Good.
And I'm getting everything I want to do done. I've got some new habits that I'm just killing.
That's
good.
Good.
It's good.
I like that.
How's everything on your end, babe?
It's good too. It's kind of the same. I mean, I don't know. It's been fine. It's been a good, 7 days, 8 days, 7 days?
We're in day 7 here.
We're mostly in day 7 here. Ron asked, well, first Gene said, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Gene.
Hi, Gene.
And Ron said, anything happening to us right now? I don't know.
About that.
Yeah, I haven't heard of anything. Have you heard about anything?
Yeah.
Jonathan Osuna finally caught a
Hi,
live
Jonathan.
Stream. Yes.
And Derek's here. What's up,
Hello.
Derek? All right. Well.
So last time we were talking about, last time was New Year's Eve. and we just did our New Year's hangout, which was very, very fun. But our last like regular episode, we were kind of talking about going into the new year and all that kind of stuff. And now we're going. We're feeling pretty good, right?
I'm feeling so good. Like I feel so good. I feel really good.
I do too. I feel like somehow, I don't know what it is, but perspective is a thing I was able to sort of get. And like going back to work was tough.
In 2020?
I'm not going to lie. No, well, yeah, throughout 2020. But going back into things for 2021, I feel like I just have things in perspective, at least for now. That can get beaten out of me in a matter of weeks, perhaps. But for now, it's been pretty good.
Good.
Yeah.
That's great. I'm excited.
Yeah.
You didn't have your normal. So Tom has this thing, which is not a thing as of this week, but obviously his job is seasonal or cyclical, whatever. It's on the school year. So at the very end of every major break, summer break, spring break, winter break, he gets
it's a very normal
Sunday
thing for
blues,
teachers to get
so hardcore, like just anxiety ridden, shaking on Sunday, just dreading, going back to school and thinking about the week and everything that comes with that. And then Monday is just totally exhausting. But you didn't have that at all.
No, because online school is hard. And I took everything we're supposed to do normally in my classes. And I was like, we're doing this online, so I'm going to need to cut a lot out. So I cut like most of it out. Turns out I need to cut a lot more out because, it's just the way that it is. So in doing that, it makes it more like achievable for students. It also takes a lot off my plate in terms of now I'm not just trying to push boulders up hills that like, why fight this battle? There's no need to fight it. Like it's not doing anybody any good. And so that just kind of helped, like not trying to be. There's a thing with teachers. I don't need to get into it too much, but we've been talking about it in a staff meeting yesterday where sometimes it can be true where like your class or you for a student are like the only emotional connection that they have. You're the only adult that they trust. You're the only whatever. And that can be a lot of stress to put on you, and then times 230. And then it can sometimes be put on you where, okay, I'm going to go on a break. And that means those, they're going to lose that connection. What's going to happen to them? And at a certain point, as bad as it sounds, you kind of have to go, this is not my problem to fix. Like it sucks, but it's really not. I'm not a social services worker.
It's not even that it's not your problem. It's that you literally have so much in your control. Exactly.
Yeah. What can I do? Like, so.
Yeah. You're already doing your best.
Yeah. Jonathan said he ordered 2 pod mics to start a podcast with his wife. Thank you for the inspiration. That's awesome.
What's your podcast going to be about?
Yes, please let us know. Gene's headed to California, Anaheim for Monday of week of work. Interesting.
Nice.
I haven't heard of many jobs that are traveling.
Hey,
and Amir's here. Thank you, Heather, for the thumbnail. I have seen, maybe you guys have too, Heather talked about her thumbnails in one of her videos when she was doing a 30-day challenge.
No, I did a tutorial.
But you did it during the 30-day challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how she's like kind of found this new thumbnail style.
I'm so proud.
It's really good. But
like
now,
every time I make a new thumbnail, I step it up even more. Because oh my gosh, Canva Pro. I can't believe I've been sleeping on Canva Pro.
The Canva Pro. But you can see now the influence in other places, which is really, really cool. So
yeah, it makes me so happy that like people are learning.
Yeah, I know that feels really good.
That makes me want to do more,
That was something I was thinking about today a lot because I was thinking like about, I forget what it was, but I was listening to something on a podcast. I don't remember. It wasn't your podcast, Jared, but it was something about like views and algorithms and the whole deal. And what I hear a lot of is like, oh my God, you should go on TikTok because if you go on TikTok, you're going to get 10 million bajillion views and yada, yada, yada. And I hear that a lot. And I've even had students in like their junior year go like, yeah, my video gets 3.2 million views or whatever. And I'm like, what's your video of? And they're like, me getting put in a trash can. Okay, cool. But then what? Like, then what do you do with this attention? Like, what does it actually mean? And so far, for the most part, I found the answer is nothing. And so I don't know. The game can't just be getting numbers. So anyway, what I was thinking of hearing this kind of like strategy of like how you pit the algorithms against each other to promote your stuff and yada, yada, yada. I was like, that's not the goal. Like the end goal isn't to just accumulate all the views and then you're done. Like the end goal is what is like that would not be satisfying to me.
Yeah, like I'm so much happier that people are leveling up their thumbnails. Like if whether they like I hope to be a source of inspiration. I know I'm not like the you know, I don't make the perfect thumbnails or perfect whatever video tutorial I put out, but like it's kind of I think both of us have this value with our channels. We're not saying the way that we do it is the way that you have to do it.
This is the way.
But we want you to remember to have fun because we're having fun.
Right.
Like we're having fun, and I think that is like a huge reason why we do this because this is so cool. Like it shouldn't you shouldn't have to have the numbers to make it cool. And like going off of what you said, I was in this group discussion thread with a bunch of other online course creators, and someone there started a TikTok and grew their following to 10,000 and is now having a problem that everyone who is signing up for her free thing is 10 years old.
It's funny they're even signing up.
And literally the feedback that she's getting is like, I don't have a credit, my parent, like it just now I mean talk about the problem that I have with like target audience and having to pivot and recall the audience and all of that. Now it's the same thing, so now you have all these emails of like 7-year-olds,
which is like weird and useless.
And why though? Exactly. So I know I don't know, it's a weird thing to talk about because I know you're about to hit 50,000. Like we celebrate those things. They matter. They do matter.
It does for sure.
It's not that it doesn't matter, but
what I was really going for was like
fulfillment, I guess.
And I was thinking like, what if that were my job? Would hitting a view count or subscriber milestone be that satisfying? Like, no, it really wouldn't. At the end of the day, like, I don't know, you're sick in the hospital or whatever, and it's like, but you reach that subscriber milestone, and it's like, that doesn't mean anything. Right? Like, I don't care. But really, like, I think the thing that I'm sort of discovering, and I'll say this as politely as I can, is I love teaching, but I don't know that I like being a teacher because the two are not necessarily the same. Because being a teacher is... Like
a high school teacher specifically, or just a teacher?
You're like a public school teacher.
I feel like you're a teacher on your channel too.
Exactly. And that's where I'm going with this. So teaching is great. And I think that's like with your thumbnails, you have something you're excited about. And you're not just saying, look at me, look at me, look at me, but you're then sharing that. Other people are taking it. They're putting their own spin on it. Now they're going and running with it. And that is super fulfilling.
You know what's a principle that I've been kind of keeping in mind when I'm going all in with my tutorial channel is 1% better. Oh. Like, I've said this from day one. I'm not here to help you become Mr. Beast or get millions of subscribers, but if I can help you have more fun and get 1% better, then I've done it. Yeah, that's exactly what. Oh, sorry. My foot's asleep when you just hit it. Oh. Let's see. I saw a follow-up. Amir says, I copied you. Admittedly, I had my gradient include purple as an ode to your great tutorial help. Yay.
It looks great, though.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh my God, look.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Okay, Ron says, has this changed how academic progression works in your school district? In Northern Ireland, they've just canceled the end of year exams, same as they did last year. The exams decide college access. Wow.
For us, they're trying to keep things like, they're modifying them, moving them online and stuff, but they're trying to keep them normal. I don't know what's going to happen because I feel like we're not going to go back. Just my thought, not going back this school year just doesn't seem, I can't see how it's feasible. But so far, those are still there. I know colleges were being much more lenient on kind of what they were accepting. But yeah, I mean, everybody, like all students, the good part is everybody's behind equally, kind of. Like, it's not like my school is behind, but the other school isn't. It's like everybody has had a weird year and is like behind. So, I don't know, equity, I guess it's equal.
Dominic By the way, love the new channel.
Oh,
Heather.
you noticed.
Glad you noticed.
Yes. Heather worked really hard on both her channels to do like on-brand.
I've been busy, guys.
Yes, she's really been busy.
I've been busy. Okay, so now pupils will get projected grades by their teachers. Wow.
Projected grades
rather than examination grades.
It's I mean, my subject isn't a tested subject, so that's never really been something I had to worry about.
Right, it's not like
But kids take tests and things.
Pasta Mike. I'd simply like to posit that it's awesome to see how much you support each other and how you encourage Tom to create what he's so clearly meant to do. Respect. Happy New Year.
Thank you for that positive remark. I appreciate that.
It goes both ways, for sure.
Yeah, it's a lot of, which is great.
But Happy New Year to you. No, I won't pasta. Let's see. Ron, subscriber numbers eventually lead to you being able to teach on your own terms.
Yeah, I mean, there is value to it. There is. Like, there's no doubt. And I don't know. It's interesting, like, getting to know some people who have really large channels and kind of the things they deal with, because they sort of deal with the disparity of numbers. And it's interesting. Like, I don't know. It's one of those things where you're like, I wish that's a problem I could have. And then you see people with it and you're like, that is kind of rough. So like, the grass is always greener for everybody all the time. But I just re-listened to my favorite podcast of all time, which I recommended to Jared, which is S-Town. It's only 7 episodes. I think I've listened to the whole thing 4 or 5 times now.
Yeah, same here. That's so good.
It's so good. I mean, just in terms of podcast production and storytelling and pacing, it's like a masterclass, but also it's really good. The story is really good. And it goes back to in there, they end up talking about like breaking down how many waking hours a typical person has, like waking healthy hours. So when you're not working, when you're not, a baby that can't do anything, when you're not asleep, when you're not old and ill, when you're just fully functional and awake, that's kind of the actual amount of time that you have, which is significantly less than the number of years you might live. And in it, they kind of go into what it means to live to live a meaningful life, which doesn't necessarily mean that you have to, achieve fame and status and all this stuff. But it in their mind, it kind of comes down to using as much of your time as you see fit as possible. So being in charge of as much of your time as possible was kind of the definition of success there. And I love that. Because that can be different for everybody. Like, that's not...
Right. There's not one cookie cutter.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, well, you're just hanging out, staring at something all day, like looking at the sky. I don't know. It's like that could be the thing that you should be doing.
Scott Productions, hey y'all, Happy New Year, what's up? And Jonathan says, dad joke break, please.
Did you know how the grape got so wise?
Raisin?
He was raising awareness. I don't have the thing, but bum.
You gotta open up the
raisin awareness. I had my sound effects are all messed up, so
sound effects.
They won't work.
Oh.
Yeah.
Up.
And our thing, I need to reset the thing over there because we're on a different sound bank.
I see. Oh, you're getting a call.
I think that's a spam call. So we're going to put on Do Not Disturb. Yeah, there we go. Boop. Boop. So if you didn't know, we're using a new computer right now, and I don't have
Tom
everything fine-tuned. I got the M1 Mac Mini, and God.
Okay, so here's another principle.
Amazing.
That I don't know if that's what we're calling them, but
New Year, New You.
Thingies. So one of the things is, as a couple, we are going to be very diligent about identifying things that frustrate us in our normal routines. And if there is a way to either eliminate what causes frustration or make things easier and upgrade somehow, we are not going to sit on it. We're just going to go. And one of the biggest complaints, I think this was such a huge source of anxiety for Tom, who's a highly sensitive person, who is prone to anxiousness. Yeah. Okay. So the problem with Thursdays, as much as we love this show and still do, but he goes to school, physically goes to school.
I have to go to work on Thursday.
Then he brings his whole setup here, breaks it down, packs it in a backpack, brings it to school, sets up for class, and then gets home at 3, has to empty out his backpack, reset the whole thing up for our Couples Table live stream. And by the time you guys see him, he's exhausted. He's been like, his brain's been like in a million places. Yeah. And then the other thing is that his laptop goes to space because it's so loud. So anytime he's editing, podcasting, live streaming, doing class, like it's just we hear it from across.
Yeah,
the
we were
house.
we were in her room the other day, and we're like, "What's that sound?" And it was my computer running the screensaver, which normally, like, I don't really care. Like, if I'm just
you just have the MacBook Pro.
Yeah, I have the 16-inch MacBook Pro, which when I'm just editing a video or something, I really don't care if it's making sound. It doesn't matter. But the past year, so much of what I do has moved into this format right here: Zoom calls and classes and live streams and podcast recordings. And having a computer where literally as soon as I open Zoom, the fan turns on super loud. It was so frustrating, and it was making things so difficult. And then even in videos, when I was trying to do screen recordings, you could hear the fan.
Hear it, yeah.
And then it became a real problem as I was doing podcasts with people because my audio had the fan in the background. So I was trying to treat my audio and get rid of that. And if we were bouncing back and forth between a couple different people, you could hear like good audio, ksh, good audio, ksh, and it's like, it's just so frustrating. It got to the point where I was hiding my computer under the desk because it would get the sound gone, but then I was scared I'm going to like step on my computer. So I just bought the base model, 256 gig hard drive, 8 gigabyte of RAM, M1 Mac Mini, and it's the best. Like, it has never made a sound. The fan is on right now. We've got Ecamm. I've had Zoom, Photoshop, Final Cut, all that stuff open at the same time. Never makes a sound. It edits 4K video flawlessly. It's never had a problem. It's just so good.
Look at him beaming.
And it's just out of the way. It's just over here. It takes up no space.
Yeah.
And so my setup here can just stay the same always. I can take my computer to work when I need to, and then I don't even have to worry about resetting it up.
Yeah, he was playing Zelda before the stream.
Yeah, it's nice. I don't have to like redo all the cabling every time. Like, and then because my computer was like here connected to everything like Neo in the Matrix, I never moved it. Even though it's a laptop, it just kind of like always lived here, took up space on the desk, and now if I want to go like work in the living room, I can take my laptop in the living room because it's not connected to anything. It's just really nice. And it was like, I mean, it's expensive for a brand new super powerful Mac computer, $700. Like, I don't know. It's already been worth it. It's just silent in here all the time. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
Sorry, I sound like a commercial. But it's like, it's the cheapest model. It's not even like I had to upgrade all this stuff. Right. It's just the one Best Buy had in stock. I don't know. Anyway.
Mike, what did the windmill say to its celebrity crush? I'm a big fan. Happy New Year. Telemarketers for the stream. The telemarketers. You got the Mac Mini. Great. I've been wondering how well it would run Ecamm. Care to share the spec?
Basic. I mean, it's just the base model one. And the thing is, you can upgrade it. I know right now, like the 16 gigs are becoming more available, which would be nice. I have had zero problems with 8 gigabytes because of how efficient it is. And once you upgrade it, like, okay, well, I'll put in, especially through Apple, the RAM and the hard drive and all that stuff, then you're ending up with like a $1,300, maybe a $1,500 computer. I just didn't want to spend $1,300 to $1,500 on a Mac Mini. Totally comfortable spending $700 on a Mac Mini. And it just, again, to ease that friction. And it's just so tiny. And then you can just attach, I just got this little hard drive. It's like a terabyte. And then I can just edit off of this. So the fact that the computer itself doesn't have much storage is not really an issue. Because if you're doing 4K video and all that stuff, your files are going to be huge anyway. So you're going to need several terabytes, which is just hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Anyway, base model works great. Yay.
This makes me really appreciate my MacBook Mini is what it's called.
You have a MacBook Pro, but you have the 13-inch MacBook Pro.
Yeah. It's like, I've never had problems.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was asking, because Heather's MacBook is 8 gigabytes also, but it's not the M1. It's like 20.
I mean, it has a fan, but it's nowhere near as loud as yours.
No.
You got yours way after me.
But mine has a different processor, which generates more heat, so the computer has a more aggressive fan to get rid of the heat for the fast. So it's a super powerful computer, but it's just so loud.
Yeah.
If you do audio, it's like a nightmare.
Yeah.
So anyway, the point is that one simple thing, which has been driving me crazy, just solves so much stress. Every penny worth it.
It's crazy how much this is a problem, but
Yeah.
we just accept.
Well, it was a problem in March when I started working from home, but I was like, I'll be working from home for 3 weeks. I can live with it for 3 weeks. And I wasn't doing as much podcasting. I wasn't doing as much streaming.
We are here almost a year later.
Yeah. And it's like, and even regardless of what happens with school, it's like, my personal stuff isn't going to change.
Yeah.
And I don't have to like bury the computer under the desk, which is silly.
Yeah. You were already doing it for your channel, personal and podcast stuff, and all that. So yeah.
Love you, little guy.
So
anyway,
there you go.
But that's good. Just anytime you find friction points, like
just do it.
I remember like a while ago, Heather has her phone at bed charging or whatever, and she spent like $13 on an extra long charging cable.
Well, one thing that I got is these this like light that goes around your neck. So when I'm reading in bed, I just put the light, because we have Philips Hue bulbs like everywhere, and they're just not bright enough, and it's so dark in our house. And this is like my only complaint with our beautiful house, babe. But yeah, so I have, it's like, I don't know, it's almost like a headband, and it like goes around your neck, and then it shines on the book.
It's like a reading light, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's so great. It makes me so happy.
What was it, like $18?
Not even.
Yeah.
Like 12.
To solve this problem.
Yes.
And just all those times when you find yourself being kind of annoyed by something, it's like...
Yeah, and it was one of those things that was like nagging at me.
You get so used to it too, you're just like, oh, this is annoying. And then you realize like, wait, I could just do something about that.
Well, I held off for so long because I thought that my only option, I didn't realize that these were invented. Yeah, like I thought it was going to be a clip-on light to the bed frame.
Oh.
And I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it all the time for how often am I going to use it, So anyway, I looked, and we've come out with these new things that you can put away in a drawer.
They've probably been out for like 20 years.
Anyway, let's see.
Dominic said his fan is running loud right now, and he just has this tab open. That's because our show is so hot. Anyway, my old Dell sounds like a plane taking off.
I use a couple of SanDisk SSDs like that already. I can totally justify getting the Mac Mini Great.
Oh my God. It's for streaming, and it's just so good. I just don't keep anything on it. Like, it's not a storage computer. It's just a streaming / one project at a time editing computer, and it works great.
Yeah.
Oh, it's magic.
So how is your 2021 going, guys?
Yeah, let us know. You got big things happening.
Yeah, what you been working on? How's it been going? What's going on in your part of the world?
Nothing's happening here.
I have a feeling everyone knows what's going on. What's going on?
It's all quiet over here. Everybody's happy, getting along. Everything is great. Everybody's competent. You know what's sad though? In my classes today, part of making my life easier is instead of me force feeding like projects and things, I worked with the students to come up with a list of project ideas, and then I just had them vote on it through a poll on Zoom. And today we voted, and it was funny to see how upset students would get if they didn't get their option chosen. But I had to like constantly remind them, like, we will respect the results of the vote. Like, we will then vote next time for the next thing. And people wanted to overturn the vote and stuff, and I was like, let's not get into that, please. We're talking about video projects.
Oh, is he doing something he's not supposed to be doing? Here,
Ben?
let me go check. Yeah. I'll be right back.
Wow. So Ben, our dog, does this weird thing where sometimes he looks anxious and he runs up to us. And we've learned that he does that when Finley, our other dog, is doing something he's not supposed to. So like one day I was on the couch and Ben ran up to me and looked worried. And I was like, what's wrong? And then I went, and Finley had gotten into the pantry and was like trying to crawl up the shelves and stuff. So Ben came in here and did something. I don't know what's going on.
I don't see anything.
I think this case might have just tipped over on him. Dominic says USA is smiling sarcastically at the world right now. It's that upside down emoji, the upside down smiley face emoji. Boy.
All right. Oh,
there's Ben. Well,
So when do you think you're gonna hit 50,000?
Probably this weekend sometime.
Are you gonna do a stream?
That's a good question. I don't think so. Not that I don't want to do a stream. I don't want my streams to only be milestone streams because I don't want it to be like the subscriber thing. I'd rather just do like a stream. I don't really want to do a milestone stream because then I don't want people to think like I just don't want it. I don't know. I'm open to suggestions.
50? For 50. Okay,
I know, but I did
do
it for
60.
40, and I did it for 30, and I did it for 20, and I did it for... No, I did a video for
50. How about do until 50, and then you can stop until you get to 100? Because I think that's a big deal. But you don't have to do 60 and 70 and 80. I think 50 is a big deal, yo.
Well, I could do a live stream, but it doesn't have to be a subscriber celebration live stream.
Just do a Q&A.
Well, I wanted to do... I had an idea of something. Oh, I think I was going to just show off eCam stuff. Like... I was like, oh, because people love learning about their streaming setups and stuff. Maybe I could just like show some cool stuff. I don't know. So that way it's helpful. You try to plan out live streams like that, and then it just turns into like.
Oh, I'm going live tomorrow on my tutorial channel.
What time?
I haven't decided. Did you say you said noon?
I thought noon sounded good.
I don't know. I can't. It's like it doesn't matter. I know I could change it. I could do noon, whatever.
I think you have to try different times and then...
Yeah.
Because Heather's going to start doing a weekly live stream on that channel.
Yeah, I'm going live weekly every Friday on the tutorial channel to do... It's kind of like... I don't know. I'm going into it thinking it's like group coaching. So I think it's going to start out with a Q&A. This is a new thing on that channel, which is relatively, small. It's like 2,000 subscribers. So I don't know how many people are going to... I haven't like promoted or anything, so I don't know how many people are going to show up. But as it grows, it's something I want to continue for the year. Benny, stop. Ben, can you guys hear that? He's like growling at Finley.
Hey, Ben, stop.
It's can you get the
bone, the freaking bone here. Have your bone. Gosh.
So yeah, it's something I want to do something for the year. I don't know, maybe you can make a cameo. But I'm worried because I have to run eCam.
eCam's
Tom's
great.
just been doing it. So
I love eCam.
I just want the lighting to look good, yo.
Well.
Stream. Let's see.
Ron, what is he saying? I should have moved house by the end of this month, but I've taken on video projects that are seriously going to eat into time, so I should spend helping with the move. Feeling pretty guilty.
Aww.
I'm interested. Are you moving like far? Are you moving into, I don't know if you're renting and moving into an owning thing or what, but either way, congrats. Hopefully that's a positive thing. 50-hour telethon for 50,000 subs. Watch a man fall apart. I tried to do a 36-hour live stream for a 3D printer once. I think it was my like 300 subscriber special. And at a certain point, I literally it was just a live stream of a 3D printer printing. And I was so excited, and then at a certain point, like my computer shut down or my camera turned off or something, and it died after like 18 hours or whatever. And cool.
I think you should do stream.
I can do a stream.
Yeah.
I just like streams to have some sort of purpose. I guess they could just be hangouts. I don't know. That's
because it's like all the 10K that came as of now haven't been there for the 40K or the 30K.
I know, but I don't know.
If you do a Q&A, well, I had a lot of fun.
50K Q&A. Moderating the Q&A, that was so much work.
Okay, as opposed to me just sitting there staring at you while you talk about your ethics statement. Like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
I also don't have to be on it. I could just do body combat, but
I love it when you're there. Or you could moderate. If you want to do that, I mean, you are so good at it. That should be a paid position.
I think we should do it.
Sure. We got this great setup.
It's your
here.
channel.
That's what we can do. We just talk about upgrades to the setup. Look, we're using the Mac Mini. Maybe it's slightly smoother. I don't know.
Let's see. Oh, that's cool. Nice.
Oh, you bought a house. That's awesome. Well, congrats.
Congrats. Lots of house buying.
Still living life in the Belfast lane.
Let's see what else. What else is happening?
I don't know. So I'm taking it one day at a time.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. So what was it? Monday, my first day back from work. Back at work after break. Finished everything. The workday was over. I was done. There was just time. And I thought to myself, well, okay, you could go work on your channel, but my video for the week was already made. Podcast already recorded. Like, there was nothing I needed to do, but I could, of course, do stuff. And I decided, no, you don't need to do anything. And you don't need to feel guilty about doing nothing. Like, you can just go sit on the couch and play Zelda. And then I did. And that was great. And it's like, so then you say, what did you do? And it's like, well, kind of nothing, but that's ultimately, if I could choose how to use most of the time that I want, it would be, you know, dedicated chunks of working time and then dedicated chunks of like whatever time, which could literally be like doing nothing is something that's important to me.
Yeah.
It's very revitalizing.
So for me, what I've been doing is instead of due dates, I've been having due dates.
Due dates?
So instead of DUE, it's DO.
Oh, okay. What does that mean?
I got that from one of the Notion channels that inspired me.
Cool.
August Bradley. But in his Notion setup, he has a due date column for all his tasks. But the more important thing is like when you're actually gonna get that thing done. And if you get that thing done on the time that you plan to do it, then the due date doesn't really matter. You know, the deadline doesn't matter because it will have been done already.
I'm gonna sneeze. I'm sorry.
You gotta look at the light, babe.
I can't get it. I'm just stuck. All right.
So I think that's really helped because I've actually gotten stuff done. And I hope, because I'm not there yet, I would like to get ahead like you and have a couple of videos in the hopper.
Yeah, it makes a world of difference.
I'd love to get to twice a week, honestly.
Yeah.
Because right now my schedule is upload Tuesday. It was supposed to be newsletter Wednesday and then live stream Thursday. So I would have my live stream and then this live stream. And then I don't have to put on makeup on Friday. But I think I'm just going to spread it. So it's going to be Tuesday upload, Wednesday newsletter, Thursday couples table, Friday's live stream on tutorial channel. But I want to throw in like a bonus.
I mean, that's already a lot. Yeah.
Probably on Thursday because that's not my channel.
That's a lot of stuff. I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That is.
But that's why I need like a production day so I can make multiple videos. I'm just talking in my head.
That's fine.
Now, sorry.
No. I mean, that's interesting is like, how do you manage all that stuff? Because I was watching a thing earlier today where somebody was talking about like their YouTube goal for 2021. It was someone that has like a pretty large channel. And they were like, I'd like to, you know, create, like, ultimately I'd like to make a video every day, but that's not possible. And if I put that pressure on myself, I'm going to get to day 7 and then be burnt out and freaked out. So start with small goals and just say, I want to make 30 videos this year. Just go, okay. And maybe 30 videos in the first half of the year. Okay. And then once they hit that goal, go, okay, I did 30. Maybe I could do 60 videos. Like, you know, just sort of, it's not going to be daily. Like, it's not going to be that big thing, but just sort of breaking it down into more reasonable chunks, which I think when you were talking about your deadline, that makes sense. If you look at the deadline of, I got to get all this stuff done by this time, it's just, I don't know. Like, clearly that just doesn't work for like almost anybody. Whereas just looking at it as like, I'm just going to do these things. And
Like it's so refreshing. As an entrepreneur, you're never done. There's always something to do. And it's so refreshing to be able to end the day having done everything I've wanted on my to-do list. Instead of this, you know, I have a never-ending task list. It will be there. But the things that I plan, like you need to finish the video, you need to, you know, send out the newsletter. I'm like, wow, I did it. And I feel great. And instead of ending the day, because what I used to have, guys, okay, was the opposite of what Tom had, where he had, you know, anxiousness on Sunday leading into the new week. I had anxiousness on Friday because I was like, oh, it's the weekend. I want to relax, but I still have so much that I didn't get done. So I feel like I have to work, but I don't want to because I want to hang out with you.
Of course.
So it was like a weird backwards problem, but it's so great to end the day feeling accomplished.
Yeah.
It sets me up for success the next day. Yeah. I'm
Yay.
like, cool. Now I can actually get done what I want the next day. And I'm so happy.
Also having concrete things to check off on your list is because you could be like, brainstorm idea for course.
No.
When does that start? When does that end?
Next action. It has to be next action.
Yeah.
David Allen, Getting Things Done. Read it. Life-changing book.
GTD. Okay.
GTD. But it has to be like a definable next action. It can't, if it's like brainstorming. Well, brainstorming is a, next action. But if it's like, produce online course, like, well,
yeah,
where
build
are we
house.
starting? Yeah, where are we starting from? Yeah, what's the first next actionable thing that you can do? That should be the thing that's on your to-do list. Anyway,
I like it. Ron said if the growth continues to speed up, Tom would eventually do a 10K live stream every other day.
I know, it's crazy. Okay, so I rewatched my evergreen webinar.
Okay.
And obviously you were one of my case studies.
That's me.
And
Quite
my
the
screenshot from your channel was at 29,000.
Wow.
And I said in the webinar, and Tom is about to hit 30,000.
When was the webinar recorded?
October.
It's crazy. Like,
you're getting 10,000 every month.
I did for like 2 months. Or not 2 months, because then but there was 1 month that was like 9,600, which is crazy. And that's ridiculous. It's not that now, by the way. That stopped. But it's crazy because I feel that fear of it going away and stopping, and what do I do? And then also I feel like earlier you were like, when do you think you're going to hit 50? And I'm about 300 away. And I was like, well, probably this weekend. And it felt so weird because I just remember the road to 100, which was like a 6+ month journey, and how that was so, if any of you have been on that road, you know how difficult that is. It's just to get to just 100. I just want my custom URL, like, please. And to then be like, oh, maybe 300 in just like a day or two. Like, I don't know, whatever. It just feels weird. And I don't know. Like, I appreciate it. I'm excited about it. But it's like, I almost don't want to acknowledge it because I'm scared it goes away.
I mean, don't be afraid of that. But
I was raised Catholic. So,
oh, my goodness.
The guilt.
Let's see. Wolf Rider, a bit late coming in. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Preston. Hey, Preston. It would be amazing to get ahead on the schedule. Do you guys plan any days for just fun?
Like days off. We should. My ultimate dream goal, which we talked about before, would be to have a 4-day work week and three days like literally off, like no work stuff. And then it is just literally like, I mean, whatever we want.
We do. I know we
It's
planned
weird
a couple
during COVID, but.
Yeah, but even I've made it a point. I'm like,
Yeah.
You are doing nothing today, dude. Because, he'll come into the room, start tinkering, and before you know it, 3 hours have passed.
But sometimes that is what I want to do. Like, I want to go reorganize my closet or redo lighting
it's hard.
or whatever.
Because even for me, I'm like, okay, no screen time, but I watch anime on my phone. So does that count? I don't know.
Sometimes this stuff is like.
It's hard.
Yeah. But you got to get out of the mode of like, because sometimes I'll think like, oh, I could go record a podcast right now, but it's like, it is setting things up. Yes. And then
and you're on too.
But then you want to start editing it. Then you get into the mindset of being on. Then you get in, like, oh, I finished my YouTube video. I just need to upload it. But now I need to do description and thumbnail and captions and tags. And then your brain goes into a thing and then 90 minutes passes and you're like, okay, that wasn't the quick little, like, I'm just going to go finish a thing for a few minutes. Not that stuff is bad, but it definitely throws you out of the headspace of like Zelda.
If Tom is making a video, I try to schedule so that I'm making a video too.
Yeah.
So like we try to be productive at the same time so that we can have our time off at the same time. But there isn't like Saturday is the day that we take time off. If anything, Saturday is the day that we do stuff.
Yeah, especially when I'm at my regular work.
Yeah. My challenge is taking time to edit and upload twice a week since I work on the road.
I would love to see a video of how you do that. It's almost like van life, but like way more serious. Yeah.
I used to edit my vlogs while I was doing Postmates in the car. Like
not while driving.
Yeah, I know, but when I was waiting for the food to cook, I had my laptop.
That's cool.
Oh, yeah.
YouTuber.
I know, man. Making it happen. Tom, I really like your top. Guess who got him that top?
You know who got this? This is from the Canon booth at VidCon 2018. Heather went, I got it for me, and it's great.
No, actually,
What?
that's not how I got that shirt.
It's not from the Canon booth? Mm-mm. I've been telling everyone it's from the Canon. Where is it from?
I did a feedback test or whatever with them.
Was it VidCon related? I thought it was.
It was that VidCon.
Oh, okay.
But...
Okay. Jeez. It wasn't from Walmart. It was from Walmart Neighborhood Market. Like, okay.
Philip Bridges.
Look
hi,
at the
everyone.
hairs being
I
split
feel
over here.
happy because I was able to give them my feedback
Yeah.
as a YouTube person.
I was watching. There was a bunch of new lights came out today. If you didn't know, because you go into video photo YouTube land, Aperture came out with some new lights, which are actually very cool. They came out with like budget home YouTube lights, which is very cool.
That's great.
Because Aperture lights are very expensive. Like $100, $200 lights that are super bright. They kind of just stripped them down, and it's like the one that you just put up in your room and you never move it. You're not like traveling to sets and stuff, which is super cool. And I watched Gerald Undun's review of it, and he's been complaining about Aperture lights for a long, or any lights really. If they have the power thing, like there's this cord that goes from the light into the big power brick, and then the long extension cord into the wall. But if that cord's short, but you put the light up high, and then you have this big hanging power brick that's just sort of there, and it can cause problems. It can break. It can come unplugged. And so he's been complaining about dangling power things, and they fixed that on these new lights. And literally in the product features officially from Aperture, it says no dangling power bricks, which like you don't know that it came from him, but it had to have because it's like the same phrasing and everything. But it's cool when you can give that feedback, and that's like. Do you remember anything you told Canon?
It was hard because what they did was observe me edit.
Oh.
It was when they were making Rush.
That would be Adobe, though.
Oh, my bad. No, Canon. Oh, it was when they were trying to. I think it was when they were trying to. Oh, I don't know any cameras, but they were making a vlogging camera. And they were.
Oh, it was probably like the G7X2 or something.
Yeah, and they were like, no. It was a live stream camera that they wanted to make.
Oh.
I don't even know if I'm supposed to say this. Just pretend.
Well, it's been like 3 years.
Yeah.
Did you sign an NDA in 2018?
I think I did.
Oh, jeez, never mind.
Anyway, let's see. My dream is to never work a Wednesday again. 2 days on, 1 day off, 2 days on, 2 days off. A magical existence.
That was my dream as a kid, and that now as an adult, I'm like literally in 3rd grade, I was like, we should just have Wednesdays off because every Monday is a Thursday, basically.
I would rather have.
As an adult, I don't know if would it be better to tack that onto the weekend.
I'd rather get it done and then have a longer.
Well, I'm trying to think.
That's what I like that.
As an employee, I would like to have a longer break. You know,
As
like
an
a 3-day
employee,
weekend.
Oh.
It just makes all the world of difference. You have enough time to rest, do your own thing, and take care of chores and stuff.
Yeah.
If I worked for myself, I don't know. I feel like maybe, I don't know. My dream is a 4-day work week. I don't know what that looks like ideally.
I think shorter days should be
What do you mean shorter days?
like not 8 to 5, but like.
Oh yeah, that'd be
shorter
great.
days. Yeah.
Like shorter days. Like yes. Yeah.
Okay, Jessica's here. Hey,
Hey.
just got out of work. I'm finally cracking down on my Xbox Game Pass games. Xbox
By
Game
cracking
Pass
down, do you mean like not getting any more, or do you mean like now it's time to sit down and like, yeah, I got to go through these games?
I'm so excited.
Are you
for
playing more or
February.
playing less? That's the question.
That is a question.
Oh, Benny. A golden hair. I need like the dog cam.
I know, because
These eyes.
Ben is just resting his head on her leg here. So yeah.
I had a thing. What was the thought going to be? It was going to be a great thought, and I don't remember what it was.
You know the piece of something, the piece that I haven't figured out is like what to do about the interviews.
Oh, really? I thought you had kind of figured that out.
I figured out the setup, but I feel like it's not. If we're talking, remember, you can only have like one priority, and I just don't feel like talking to random people is not. They're not random, but they're just not related to the thing that I'm trying to do.
Okay.
So I would be excited about them, but I also feel like I would be distracted by them. 'Cause
Yeah.
So I just
It's okay to just pause it.
kind of, on the table.
Especially because how fast time flies. Because you like pause it for now and then it'll be June. And you're like, oh, I'll pick that idea back up.
Yeah. I told myself to reevaluate Q2. But
yeah, I think Heather's been so good about coming up with like the idea of trying something out for 90 days.
I know.
Not like a challenge, like cold showers every day for 90 days, but just like...
Well, so my new one is I have to send a newsletter out every week.
And you're just going to do that till...
Because, okay, so here's what I want to tell you guys. We're 1 week,
Get ready.
1 work week in to 2021, and I'm feeling great.
Okay.
I've made that clear. I'm feeling super productive, leveled up, ready. The one thing that I absolutely dread, and I don't want to say I hate doing it, but it takes me the longest. Like, it takes me an unpredictable amount of hours to do this, is writing a damn email to my mailing list. Like, that's the hardest. I'd rather make 10 videos and do that.
Okay. Yeah, I would too.
Which means, one, I need to practice and get better and find my voice through newsletters. But then, like, that's not, I always find an excuse to not do it. Like, even yesterday, we had riots at the Capitol, and I was like,
you're
well,
like,
no one wants
riots.
to hear from us. Yeah, no one wants to hear from me, which is true.
But you could have written it yesterday and sent it
And I
today.
did.
Oh, you
Yeah.
did most of it yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's fine.
I did.
I think that was a weird circumstance of like, yeah, you're probably right.
But let me tell you, basically, like, I find every excuse. Like, if there was something...
Yeah. Well,
with exercise, I don't do that.
And I don't know if
It's a new
newsletters
moon.
should go out until it's a full moon.
Yeah, like, I don't know why. It's weird because I really like writing. So I kept telling myself, like, this is the first newsletter I've sent since May,
Yeah.
since before we were married. And I was just like, okay, look, I'm writing this to Tom. I'm writing this to Carissa. I'm writing this to someone who just signed up for my newsletter and they want to learn how to do YouTube. Talk to them. Don't think of it as you have 500 people who signed up for this perfect mailing list.
Right.
And you have to send out, like,
They're all watching their watches right now.
Yeah,
like,
you have to
judging
send
it.
out an email that, like, where you're actually selling your services, but you're not being too salesy, but it's also marketing copy, but it's also, like, a little personal because you're sharing your story, but it's also, like, on brand because you're doing all these new things. It's like, how the hell am I supposed to write something like that? It's so hard. Oh, my gosh. So that's my 90-day thing. Sorry.
Yeah. No.
90 days. So it's not a daily thing, but it's for 90 days. Really, for the rest of for as long as I'm a business owner, I should really be sending
But to
out.
see how this feels here, because I think the 90 days is crucial because it's easy to do a few times and then go like, it's not doing what I want or blah, blah, blah. But you need to do it for enough time to really be able to look back and see the effect of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And 90 days is a good.
So let's check back.
Yeah, 90 days is a good amount of time to do that. Sorry. Let's see here.
Up north of 60.
Hello. How are you doing? Ron said there's plenty of studies that show that if we paid everyone the same for 4 days of work in the week, the same amount of work would actually get done.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. And
I mean, that's what COVID's taught us. Like, all these people working from home, getting
more done even
Yeah.
sometimes. And that's the thing too, though, is sometimes people will say like, I do 4-day work weeks already, but it's like, yeah, but you do 10-hour days or 12-hour days or whatever. It's like, no, we're looking not to just smash the hours into different amount, like to reduce, right? Like that's the goal. And I talked to you about this. I don't know. My friend Peter, who lives in Sweden, feels like every little bit of time that I talk to him, he's always like, oh yeah, we won't be around next week because we're going to go on vacation. We're doing, not like they're literally just like visiting in-laws or whatever. And I'm always like, oh, like you just went on vacation. I thought this was the summer vacation, but now there's an October vacation. Now there's this vacation and that. I'm like, oh, it's just because you're not in America. We're not allowed to like, even not COVID time, but like you get your 2 weeks a year. Obviously, as a teacher, I have a little more flex time, but for the most part, you get like your very minimal time and then that's it. And the rest of the time just needs to be you telling everyone how tired and busy you are and outdoing each other by saying like how much you work 50 hours this week. Oh man, I worked 70 hours last week. It's
yeah,
crazy.
and I
Cool.
feel embarrassed. Like I literally have a pang in my chest for thinking of all the times.
Oh, I've done that as like a point of pride. I get to work before 6 a.m.
You idiot.
Great. Yeah, you could have been asleep. Yeah, good. Did you get paid more for that? No. Did anyone benefit? No. Did you get more tired? Yes.
So embarrassing.
Yeah, stop,
Playing more. The proper term is just getting to.
Okay, good. I wanted to make sure it was playing more and not playing yes. I actually got worried.
E-blasts are not my fave thing to do for work. Well, for work, it was easier because it was more of like a... Well, I know your role, so I can see how it's hard, James. But for what I did in my work role was just recap the week. I just had to tell everyone what happened. That was easy. You just put it together. But, copywriting is... Geez, let me tell you about copywriting. Like... That definitely is the one thing out of being an entrepreneur that I just, and it sucks because like I said, I love writing. I really like
when
writing.
you do it, it ends up being really good every time.
Is a whole
also.
different like persuasive language that isn't too aggressive but gets the point across. But like, it's so hard. It's so hard. Like the one thing I'm gonna freaking outsource as soon as I can, copywriting, 100%. Because that's the thing that like. It's the thing that takes the most time. I love making videos. Like I would rather do that. But the fact that I have to spend a day and a half writing one email because I'm trying to like wouldn't it be great if I just told someone who's good at it, just be like, here's what I want to say. Can you just
make it good?
Yeah. For $50 or whatever? Oh, I should just do that now. Anyway. Do you use Gmail? Emails can be scheduled now, but I guess it depends if you want to include weekly life updates. I actually use ConvertKit. So ConvertKit is like a email service provider that, you can do all the scheduling thing, but it also allows you to create automations of emails. So if someone were to sign up for my free webinar at learn.heatherjustcreate.com/YouTube Jumpstart, link in the description underneath this video. When you sign up for my webinar, you get put into a list where now you're going to receive a drip sequence of emails for the next 7 days.
A drip sequence.
Yeah. And it's completely, it's all automated. So I don't have to do anything on my end for that to happen. And it's all scheduled and everything.
Tear your hair out for 6 weeks to make it, but
because I was busy writing the emails. It wasn't even the automation part. It was writing the emails, like 6 emails of like, oh, I'm proud of myself for having gotten it done. That was hard. Good. But anyway, so there you go. James, it'd be cool if you spotlight some of the people who have taken your course or felt impact after working with you in your newsletter. Yes.
You kind of do. You always do like a little bit of a story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I try to tell some story. So if it's not mine or yours or somebody else's, but yeah. That's Scandinavians for you. More free time and they're genuinely happier. Even the Nordic death metalers are pretty chipper.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, oh, it's fine. Like, I don't know.
Before 6. Ew. I had a 4 a.m. club stint for a little bit last year.
At work?
Remember 4 a.m. club?
4 a.m. club. At the gym. 5 a.m. club.
No, it was 4. I had problems. Like, I couldn't, for some reason, I was waking up at 4. I think it must have been 2019. And I would get all this stuff done before you even got.
Oh, yeah. You'd put in like a couple hours and then I would get up early.
Yeah, and then there was even times where I was at the gym before 5.
Yeah.
I have sleep problems. Hey, Heather, if you need help, let me know. Copywriting is pretty much all I do for social media. A job. Let's talk. Use Upwork, Heather.
Ben says yes.
Yeah, so see, this is the problem. I think every entrepreneur has this problem of like they want to be in control of everything, and it's that weird thing that you don't want to let anything go. And then when you do, you're like, oh my God, this is the magic of outsourcing the things that you're not good at, right? Or the things that take you long. But when I do that, when I make that step, I want to make sure that it's someone who understands me, because if it's not my tone, then
good vibes.
Yeah, if it's not my tone, then I don't want to feel like, oh, I shouldn't have done this. I should have just written it myself. Like that's, but maybe they're so good that's not even an issue. Anyway, what are you going to do? What are you going to work all the time for a copywriting and a drip campaign? What are you going to work all the time?
I feel like there's a word missing.
There's a word missing. I'm trying to figure out what it is. So how are you feeling? Where's that course, babe?
In the brain. It needs to not be in there.
We need to get it out.
Yeah, it needs to come out of the brain. Yeah, but it can't right now. I don't know.
That's
Is
fine.
what it
There's no
is.
pressure.
I'd love to. There's a feels like there's an influx of people in my little
think
sphere
we
making
need
courses.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not what I thought you were gonna say.
Oh, what were you gonna say?
I thought you were gonna say there's a demand growing.
Oh no, that would be great. That would be great.
You should just get a. You know what? You know what Mariah would tell you to do?
What would you tell me to do?
Mariah would tell you to put a wait list, mailing list sign up. So it's like, hey, I'm working on a course. You want the updates?
Yeah,
Sign up
that's
for my email, and I'll let you know as soon as it's ready.
That's better than pre-sailing before things.
At least you got the people who are really
Where
into
do you
it.
even? I don't know. We can talk off pod about this. But
Off
pod.
pod.
But like, I just feel like it might be boring. So I was like, where do you put that? How do you collect the thing? Like, what do you do?
Oh, we can make that in 5 minutes. I could do it on the stream even.
Share screen.
Yeah, I'm serious. You just do it on ConvertKit. Make a link. Put it on a Squarespace.
I don't have a ConvertKit. I gotta get ConvertKit.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
I hear noises. Oh,
Here's what you're going to do.
Ron was asking if we're talking about Mariah Carey. Yes, that is Heather's business coach.
Mariah, my business coach's name is Mariah Coz, C-O-Z. So you guys want to go check her out? Check her out. She's like a master at online courses, and I've been following her for like 4 years. She's absolutely amazing.
I've been eavesdropping on some stuff, and it's really interesting.
Yeah, she's the best. But anyway, that's what Coach Mariah would tell you to do. But here's homework. Whenever you get to it, babe.
Okay.
On your site, himynameistom.com.
Yes.
You're going to put like himynameistom.com /
Course.
yeah.
Learn.
Sure. Whatever.
I don't know.
Yeah. And on that page, you're going to be like, hey, I'm working on a course about podcasts. So if you're interested and want to be the first to know about updates, sign up for my mailing list. I promise, no spam. And then I'll give you a ConvertKit link. And don't worry about ConvertKit for now, but you use mine, and then I'll use a tag that tags all the people who sign up through that link as Tom's people.
Okay.
There you go.
T-peeps.
Done. We could seriously do that in 5 minutes. Okay. That's totally okay, Heather. You have the right to own what is yours. Yes and no. Because if it takes you a really long time, you're just like...
Hurting yourself.
There's a reason why, like, the greats have gotten to where they are. And it's because they outsource. So they can spend their time doing the thing that they're really good at. So, like, you know what I really wanted to outsource? Like, bookkeeping. But now I got a new CFO, guys.
Yay.
Here he is. Someone who isn't adverse to numbers. We use Upwork at work for copywriting all the time, including our drip and lead nurturing campaigns.
Lingo.
So did you just find a copywriter? Like, oh, I don't even know how to go about that. It just makes me nervous. Oh, it's time.
Oh, I was like, what are you looking at?
I was looking at what time it is.
What is you?
No, it was who is you?
Well, now I know. This was a variation on the joke, babe. Sorry, Finley. Well, as we wrap up, what'd you think of our new boom arm setup?
Oh my God, I loved it. What did you guys think? Was there the plosive situation? How are we doing?
Oh, it says there's new comments.
Oh, my bad.
We got to scroll down. Passing the buck course name. That should be like passing the bar, like to be certified in something. You have to pass the buck.
You're amused.
I am. Ron says he needs to outsource his day job right now. If I ever get a sub, maybe that's what I'll, for my like teaching, I'll say I'm outsourcing today.
Look how amused you are.
That's funny.
You're so amused.
It's funny.
I like it.
Anyway.
Okay, well.
Play that jam. It's time to clear the table.
It's time to clear the table. If you
Ron
guys
said
have,
this is better.
If you have any, what is it called? Requests for topics, let us know.
And I know we're bad at the Discord, but
I jumped back on yesterday.
I need to make it a routine thing.
Join us on Discord.
Just know I'm sorry.
Tag Tom.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, booms are a big plus. Yay. Cool. This is awesome.
Well, thanks, Buzzsprout.
All right. It's time to clear the table.
See you. Do we end it in another way? I don't remember how we end it. Bye.
Bye.
Sorry, that was the wrong song. I'm on the wrong page of sound effects. Oh my God, the end of the show must have just sounded terrible. Here. There it is. Goodbye, guys.